You didn't have much to say in the locker room, and what would there be to say after this really outstanding win here tonight?
Well, it's better. We're getting better. As I said in the pregame, we still got a ways to go to be what we can be. We can be a good team. We're evolving. We're going to try to continue that Wednesday night when we get Logan in here. We're 8-3. We played pretty good teams all year long, and I think we know what we could be, and we're getting closer.
LeBron, I was kept hoping he'd be our first 40-point scorer since Darrington scored 45 at Indian Hills, 5-6 years ago?
Yeah.
But he just couldn't quite get there. We just ran out of time, but I thought he had just one outstanding game, perhaps his best game yet as a Trailblazer.
It was his best game this season, that's for sure. He was more positively aggressive. We've talked about that. We got, we're learning, and sometimes when you're learning and putting the pieces together like that, it takes away some of your aggression because you're really not sure we're not all there. And as I said in the pregame show, we're starting to get a better idea. So now there's no reason for our guys not to be aggressive. And and for a while I was pretty passive about most things with them letting it play out. Now I'm not, and we're not going to be. We're now in a stage where we should be taking off. We're going to push this thing as hard as we can until March and see where we get.
My friend, my mailman, Mike Beasy, who's a football official, walked by and said this was a bruising game tonight.
Well, they all are. When you play top teams, and we play a lot of good teams. And at this level, that's what it's going to be. And we're learning. We have guys having to learn to do that. We don't have hardly anybody that has. Some of our transfers didn't play in leagues that may be this kind of intensity, and honestly, and our freshmen are freshmen. So they've had to adjust. You've seen it. We got hit in the mouth by Columbia State. We got hit in the mouth by Moberly, and we're not as responsive as we need to. We're getting better at that. And we'll see where we are Wednesday night when Logan comes in here.
Columbia State, by the way, lost his first game today. Got blown out at Roane State by 16 points. Kanaz, a couple of Lonnie Francis moves there in the ball game.
Well, we've been working at it. We've been telling him, which is true every day, that the difference between him and Lonnie as a freshman is Lonnie was on the hunt. He listened to what we said, perfected the simple things, and then he went out and hunted with them. And Nas can do that. I said that in the pregame. I mean, it's when he decides he wants to get that. He got more of that in the second half, and hopefully now he's tasted and he wants it because he's going to get opportunities over there if he wants it bad enough, and he's got the ability.
We started out, and I like the way we answered every challenge in the game. They had, I think in the first half, they had like 4 different trips down the floor where they could have gotten the lead, but we held them off and then stretched the lead out. But they kept coming back. And again, when you're challenged that many times in a game and you keep coming back to extend the lead, that shows some maturity right there. Because I mean, it's easy to go down a point or two and just flip the whole script.
Well, like I said, we're getting a better fight. We're getting a better idea of what we need to do. We're still having too many spots where we'll get up 10 or 12 and we let them come back. But when they're going to fight their hardest, and we talk about that all the time, is that good team, when you get them down 8, 10, 12 points, that's the moment they're going to fight their hardest because they know we got to do it now. And we've got to learn how to fight at that moment as well. This is just a process, man. And this team is having to go through a process. I think there may be ups and downs throughout the season, but by the time this year's over, we'll be a pretty good basketball team.
We held Dajuan Anderson. Well, actually, Dayton Williams held Dajuan Anderson to just 13 points in the ball game. I thought we did an outstanding job. He got points late.
Right.
When it counted, we had him in tow.
We wanted to put Dayton on him and use his length. We thought his length could bother him, and it did. Dayton did a good job. He's a freshman. He's learning how to do it. He's never been a defensive stopping guy before, so he's learning how. But we thought with a good effort, he could get that done, and did. I thought for the most part we were pretty good. We get a little tired, and we would get a little let up and get a little loose, and they would get a little run. But most of the time when we really sat down and covered, we were able to get stops.
Of course, when you're doing a good job defensively on the players that you think can hurt you most, then Chase Coleman comes in and picks up 19. He had 4 threes, and I thought he did a good job for them off the bench.
Well, I told you again in the pregame show, those 2 guards were averaging 9.5, but they could move that up, and that's Coleman did. He hit threes. We lost him a couple times late in the first half, hit one early, and I wasn't very happy with the fact we lost him twice late in the half. We were up 10, and he hit 2 threes in that last couple minutes. It got them. They were within 4. we just can't lose him. He hit a couple long ones, and he was feeling good. But he can do that, and this level, guys can play, man. I mean, they're going to make some plays on you. That's why you can't ever let up. You got to learn. That's a skill, too. Learning the intensity of being able to be focused for the entire 40 minutes of basketball is hard to do. But if you're going to be really good, you got to do it because these guys will get hot on you in a hurry.
Recognition as Nice Player of the Game underwritten by the Vincennes Hampton Inn, 2863 Ford Road, the official hotel for visiting teams here at VU. And without a doubt, in a landslide, it's LeBron Thomas.
Well, it'd be LeBron, but we got good efforts. You know, Kanaz gave us a big effort in that second half that helped punch us over the top. You know, Michael gave some things in the second half. He started to get going a little bit better. And Dayton gave us a great job chasing. But, I thought it was a good team effort. We have a big night from LeBron. But I thought it was a good team effort, even though he had a big night from him.
So, going forward on Wednesday, we start region play against John Logan. They won today, beating Three Rivers 60-52 at Carterville, and they will play Moberly at 6 o'clock Vincennes time tomorrow night in St. Louis. There'll be video of that because all their games are on are live streamed. So you get a chance again to scout Logan. But, starting out the region play with a lot of people believe that, we'll be the two teams that will fight it out to the end for the region title.
And we may be. We'll see. And neither one of us are where we plan on being. Both of us have teams that we think are going to be a lot better in a month or two. And I think both of us are already better than a month ago. I think both teams have improved. Both teams have played really tough schedules. I mean, you look, it's legitimate games every night for both of us. And, because of that, I think you've seen both teams, have moments where they didn't win ball games because when you're not all the way ready and you're playing good teams, that's going to happen, man. But I think both of us have evolved, and we'll see how far Wednesday.
Coach, congratulations.